Okay, so thank you so much for joining me for today's presentation. My name is Slawek. I am founder of InMotion Labs, and I'm coming from all the way from Poland. And I assume you don't know pretty much the country I came from. Poland is located in the heart of Europe, between Russia and Germany. And we are a nation of 40 million of people, which is the 9th largest European country. We're a growing economy, which means that we're in the 5th place in the entire European Union, and we're a good place to do business, 27th place in the world, according to the World Bank. And we also speak English in a funny Russian-like, Borat-like, I would say, accent, so great success. And in case you don't understand me, I'm going to speak for a couple of next minutes, about 20, I think. If you don't understand me, just please let me know, because we can switch to C++, to Verilog, or Ruby, or whatever else, as in Poland we're quite good at coding too. So that's one of the reasons, I think, why Samsung decided to locate their world's first incubator in a city called Rzeszow, which is in eastern Poland. And it's hard to pronounce. We can try Rzeszow, but it's quite hard for foreigners, I believe. But name is really not matters. What really matters about Rzeszow is that Samsung Inkubator is there. It was opened in 2017. It was opened by Polish Prime Minister, which shows how important it was for Polish society. And it's so often visited by Korean headquarter people that are just trying to improve the way business is developed in Polish startups. So having this in mind, Samsung Inkubator has a lot to offer. First of all, the workplace for the startups, so that way they can reduce their costs and have a nice place to work. They can also get electric equipment, which means Galaxy smartphones, which means microchips, and whatever else is needed. Samsung R&D support, which means pretty much help of the tech team, some special tuitions, and also some Q&As. Last but not least, business coaching, which means that Samsung Inkubator is a place that helps you bring your idea from, let's say, just a scratch to a POC that can be afterwards monetized. And Samsung Inkubator in numbers, it means that there were already 120 events in just 1 year. There are 16 partner institutions, including universities, and 12 startups. And what do startups do? Well, of course, like every startup in the world, some rocket science. But let me give you some example. So how do regular people use smartphones? Well, some social media, some emailing, some online article reading, that's pretty much what happens. But what we really do in Poland is we try to do the rocket science with smartphones, which means pretty much that lately we've launched in Poland a smartphone to Stratosphere to use it as a moving sensor that enabled us to get some additional measurements and just treat smartphones not as something to just message people, but something that can be a sophisticated sensor and can provide some very interesting input. So this is exactly what we are doing in InMotion. We are trying to use smartphones as some kind of special sensor that can enable us to do so many different applications. How do we do this at my startup? Well, we use smartphones for automotive implementations, for workplaces, for smart city, and for filmmaking. Why? Well, so the filmmaking was first. My dream was to become a filmmaker. I tried to become a filmmaker myself. I wasn't unluckily accepted for a film school. And after the rejection, I had to find my perfect shot somewhere else. So that's why we came up with an idea for InMotion Slider. That was the first product. So this is pretty much the device that enables you to move your smartphone from one side to the other, keep your face in the frame, and pretty much bring your average Joe's footage to the entirely new level using some smart tech that's inside. And that was pretty much just the beginning, because after we realized that smartphones can be used in such an interesting way, we developed a totally new approach to our company and I think to the business. So if I would be able to summarize our InMotion Labs company in one sentence, this is pretty much using the moving sensor, which is a moving camera based on Samsung technology, for a wide variety of different B2B applications. The next one was Office in Motion. So this is, I assume, the hottest reservation system for co-working spaces you can find in the entire planet. Why hottest? Because we use thermal vision to take pictures underneath the ceiling of the co-working areas and then analyze which desks are occupied, which are not occupied, which computers are on, which lamps are turned on, and then also integrate our data with the building and save some energy. And On the left, you can see the actual footage from our thermal camera mounted in one of the business centers in Warsaw. And as you can see, people are red, computers are red, and that's pretty much all you can read. So this is 100% GDPR compliant. And on the right, you can see a regular camera CCTV footage, which is very vulnerable to our privacy leaks, and that cannot be applied in so many different applications because, for example, we can take a screenshot of what is displayed on your monitor, for example, some privacy data. So our first implementation was done using smartphone, the Galaxy S7, with additional thermal vision camera. We've attached it near the ceiling, and we were just going through the co-working space. In total, our POC consisted of 65,000 of detections, and even though the rail was only about 30 meters, it went over 50 kilometers in total during the POC. And we also created a dedicated Android app that enabled people to, in real time, see the occupancy and reserve the desks for themselves. Right now, we have Office InMotion 2, which is based on Samsung Arctic technology. And thanks to that, it has so much better features. It is so much faster. And for example, right now, we do not only check the thermal vision and just check the occupancy, but we are also able to determine the air pollution, the temperature, ambient, the light sensor, which tells you if the lights should be turned on or not, and also the noise level, which is important for the safety issues. So how does it work? We move the slider under the ceiling. Afterwards, we take a thermal vision pictures. Then the data is uploaded to the cloud and analyzed. And the outcomes are the report that's generated and the integration with the BMS. BMS enables us to, for example, turn on or turn off the AC, dim the lights, and so on. So that way, the building is more sustainable and it saves energy too. So how the exemplary report looked like? This is, for example, between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. As you can see, only 44% of desks are occupied. Then, for example, at 2 p.m., 88% of desks are occupied. And, for example, in the afternoon, only 11%. And this pretty much helps you, first of all, to redesign the office. So that way we can clearly see that some desks are not occupied during the whole day. What's more, it also helps us to understand and increase the comfort of co-working spaces. Then, our next implementation was the smart cities, where we can use our technology to bring some more intelligence into the cities. This is our lovely company car. This is Fiat Multipla. If you know Italian automotive industry, then, for example, Ferraris are cool, of course, but Multipla is the best one. This is 18 years old car. 2 weeks ago, we just did the 200K kilometers mileage on it, so we did have some cake on it. And last but not least, we use it as a moving sensor. We use Samsung Galaxy S9 smartphones. They are a wonderful piece of equipment for dashcam implementations because they have very sophisticated optical image stabilization. So this is pretty much the only smartphone that does not, I would say, resonate during driving the car. And with 2 or 3 of those smartphones installed, they're much more worth than the whole car. So that's pretty funny. And this allows us to gather the footage to train the artificial intelligence. So this is pretty much the footage that we collect. And afterwards, we use it to train our neural networks. We tag all the license plates manually, and we use the OCR algorithms that are based on this technology. So this is the exemplary footage from our dashcam. As you can see, this is a recording made with Galaxy S9, and we are able to detect and categorize all pedestrians, all cars, using artificial intelligence algorithms that were trained using Galaxy smartphones. And this technology, based on the smartphones, was deployed in Helsinki. So in Helsinki, we helped one of the out-of-home media marketing agencies to completely redesign their business model. So instead of like fixed payment, let's say once per month, we switched their business model to pay-per-impression, where using our moving sensor technology, we enabled them to charge their customers for the impressions, for the views that were actually done on taxis and on the billboards in this city. So this was quite nice because it completely changes their business model. And afterwards, we did also some other tests with the license plates, as you can see here. This is also from Galaxy S9. This one is indicating all the license plates that were visible under in the front of the car, on the back of the car. And this is pretty much a part of the report that's generated with the locations, with the license plates, and with the time when it happens. And this technology enabled us to win the public tender in Warsaw for roughly around 350K USD, where we track all the cars that are parked within the paid parking area, and afterwards we are able to issue the parking tickets automatically. So that way, first of all, the city increases its revenue. On the other hand, we also help to move their employees from the streets to the warm, nice electric cars with our technology inside. And last but not least, automotive, where we also applied our technology. And this is, well, a car scanner. What it does, it scans cars. And let me explain with a short animation for you. And what you just saw is a device performing 360-degree scan of a vehicle under 2 minutes. And this is quite revolutionary because we take 36 very high-quality pictures within those 2 minutes, and afterwards we encrypt them with 64-bit hash codes on the blockchain technology. And this enables us to upload the images to the cloud while making sure that there is no fraud being done, the pictures are not replaced, and this is pretty much exactly what we've taken. So then we perform the hybrid analysis, which means that we use our machine learning algorithms and then compare it and also enhance the results also with our panel of experts who are trained insurance agents that enable us to review the car even more carefully and find some additional damages that were done to the car's body. And this is how the exemplary report from the car scanner looks like. So first of all, we detect the license plate, then we also check the car's manufacturer and its model and the date when it happened. Afterwards, we also indicate all the scratches, all the dents, all the damages that were caused to the car's body. So this is, for example, scratch number 1, which is made in a front bumper. Here's some other examples. And we solve the problems for car dealers, for fleet owners, for insurance companies, and for car services. Why is it so important? If we focus, for example, on car services for a second, we enable them to outsource the visual inspection process of the whole car. And this is quite tremendous thing for them because, first of all, it's much cheaper for them to robotize the whole process. Then it's also faster because we only need 120 seconds. And last but not least, thanks to the blockchain technology, we guarantee that this is exactly the scan that was done with their car, and this is not someone else's car. So the first prototype of the device is here with me on our booth. This is the 1.0 version that was based on Samsung Arctic 020. And currently we are manufacturing Car Scanner 2.0, which is based on Samsung Galaxy S9 smartphone and integrated also with Gear 360 camera that enables us to enhance the features. So Galaxy Note 9 is used for the outdoor 360-degree photo session for online selling, as well as the report generation with all the damages. And then we also use the interior scanner as a Galaxy Gear 360 camera with additional equipment that enables us to make the throughout report of the whole car. So that's what's coming inside in near future. I mean, the VR tour of the car interior, which will enable you to see the used car inside, outside, and check all the damages, all the scratches, so you can pretty much use e-commerce for buying the cars in the future. And currently we are on a world tour with our car scanner. We are a company that's pretty much, we are based in Poland. We have our affiliate company in United States. Our investors come from Singapore, from Switzerland, and from Italy. But right now we're on a world tour, so we're just after Birmingham and Singapore, and we're heading for US, for Korea, and a few other countries quite soon. So this is, for example, our booth from Birmingham, where we got some massive leads. And it includes, for example, collaboration with City Auction Group. which is about 20,000 cars per month. They sell defleeted cars. That's one thing. The other thing, we were proposed by one of the biggest car rental companies in the world to make a pilot implementation in Heathrow Airport, where we'll automate the process of returning the cars to the car park. So that way, their employees can be moved from the parking lot to the front desk, and that way they can serve more clients. What's more, here's Martin, my co-founder in Singapore, answering some tough questions about our car scanner. And the question here asked was, what's the smallest thing you can scan with our car scanner? So we had a hard time answering this question. So, well, we really love tough questions. And if you do have the questions, now is the right time to ask them. Thank you so much. If you have any ideas about how we can use car scanner or our moving sensor technology using our Samsung chips inside, just shoot us an email on hello@inmotion.io. Thank you so much.